What's up, After Buzzers? Welcome to another Gotham After Show. Today we talk Jim and Bruce getting closer to the Wayne's murder, and a big bad returns. So what are you waiting for? Shum on!
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I wanna be sedated. Huh?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Gotham After Show.
Yes!
See, strobes are going on. I'm Michael Drew. You can find me on Twitter at Michael_Drew, Michael EAL. I'm here with my lovely people. Next to me, we have Miss Monse Bolanos.
Hi, I'm Monse Bolanos. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Monse Bolanos, MonseBolanos. And to my left.
And to her left, I'm Steve Kaufman. You can find me on Twitter at Steve Kaufman. That is KAUFMANN. I have so much to talk about with this episode.
Yeah? You feeling
Yes.
good?
I do too.
And if you guys haven't already, please go to youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV. Subscribe, iTunes, like us, comment, share.
Especially you folks in the chat that are looking at us
Yes.
right now live on
Yeah.
YouTube. By the way, if you're listening to us after the fact, we're live on YouTube right around 7 p.m. Central Time every Monday that a Gotham happens. And we love to see what you have to say.
Yeah, they said a lot.
Arian Haggard in the chat is asking, is Jerome coming back? I think so. Now that Doctor Strange can reanimate everybody, I think
Yeah, I think
everybody coming back.
Everybody in the
it's
club.
up there. They had a lot to say last week. Me and you guys, we didn't agree on a lot of things, and I was, I'm pretty confident that there's gonna be a good contingent of people who are just like, Michael, don't worry, I'm with you, Mike. But you know what? They didn't.
Yeah.
Not one person.
Yeah.
Not one person agreed with me in the chat.
That's cool.
So I disliked all of your comments because I'm bitter. No,
Wow.
I'm sorry.
That's a way.
Is that
when-
not how you get followers?
No,
That's
that
really
is-
good, though.
is-
That's how you get friends.
Is that?
That's also not a way to encourage lively discussion in our chat by silencing everyone who says what you don't agree with.
Oh, you disagree with me? Shut up. There you go. No, that's not how it works.
That's not at all.
Okay, so everybody, how did you feel about today's show?
Are you just gonna cut my mic? No,
yeah.
I really, really like this episode. It's one of my favorite episodes this season because, like I've always said about this show, and I've always find refreshing about this show,
Yeah.
it does not feel bound to any convention of television, including there's literally there's nothing more to investigate about the Wayne murder, other than I need to go after Strange.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mons?
I really liked it, and then I hated it.
I think I know why you hated it.
The fact that that they killed Karen
Yeah.
really pissed me off.
It was very sudden.
Because it was like, all right, you killed her. I guess we're going to stretch out. I was telling Steve, so I guess we're going to stretch out finding out who the philosopher is. Oh, no, you still told us. So why kill her? Why? Why?
To make you react how you react.
I was
Yeah,
so upset.
people-
I know. Did you see my face as we were? I was so upset. And it was just heartbreaking the way it happened. Like, it reminded me of Frozen, when she's frozen and then it's like she's cracking. But it was so much more vicious.
I know. Victor Fries was very...
It was so vicious, and like Bruce's reaction only, made me feel more like I was feeling, like, because I saw him hurt, and I was like, yeah.
I think they're doing that on purpose because every episode he always shows a level of his, his journey to being who he's going to be. And it just gets closer and closer, like more pain, more torment, and it's always he's just inching closer.
An incredible lack of acceptance of people dying.
Yeah.
Which is funny because that's like literally the only guarantee that a person will ever do. The only thing you can ever guarantee is that someone's gonna die.
Yeah.
Eventually, between A and B.
Yeah, he just
Well,
wants them to
BB.
have old age and happy.
Well, I respect that, but I think that
Not in Gotham.
that lady was happy to save Lil Wayne.
Yeah, she was. I mean, she had a dinosaur hand.
Yeah, like, I get it. And I get that she did it to be like a bigger person, but why?
That's tough. Can you imagine, like, making she's your girlfriend, you guys make out, and when they touch your
Okay,
face, and she
seriously.
touches your
Wow,
face with the
is
claw.
that-
I'm just saying that, like, that's a real. She must be really feeling. Like, she probably thinks of that every night. I mean, honestly, everyone has normal insecurities. I would think that making out with her
I agree.
soon-to-be
If I
boyfriend.
had a 3-finger claw,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be insecure.
Like,
Michael, we agree.
Yeah,
You probably have a lead glove for it, specifically for that.
maybe.
Some type of protective. That's you. Don't be.
No, I mean I look at it in
Don't let the
superhero
world
terms.
know.
No, but I mean I look at it like, oh man, it'd be awesome to have a claw hand. But you know,
Michael,
real life-
we can just give her a velvet glove. It'll be fine.
Exactly.
a 3-finger. Oh, did you see the size of that claw?
It
The
was
claw?
scary.
Can I just give a shout out
The
to?
claw is coming at you.
Can I just give a yeah?
You're scared of the claw.
claw.
Sorry, okay, go.
I just want to give a shout out to the FX department in this episode.
Yeah.
Because that claw looked awesome,
It really did.
and I think the editing and directing of this episode was great as well because the claw looked awesome, but we only saw it about 3 times.
Yes.
And that's why it looks so awesome. It's like the shark in Jaws.
Right.
That it would have ultimately been lame if it's like, no, we have to see the claw like all the time, like perfectly CGI'd. Where it's like, no, we saw it once, we get it.
Yeah.
And now we see this lady and the pain in her eyes, and
Yeah. And
All the
this
stuff.
lady, Karen Jennings, I'm going to give her a shout out. Julia Taylor Ross.
Yes.
I thought she did a great job.
and one of the few characters in the history of Gotham that we can guarantee will not come back
I know.
because
She's
she
like
was
one-off.
frozen and then
Shattered.
Shattered.
Everything. All right, so pretty much we start off in the episode with the Jim and Barbara saga. Jim was chilling with Bullock, and he makes a decision to chase the lady who pretty much runs like the whole mercenary.
She runs the
group.
Assassin's Lounge.
Yes.
Which is a show. It's a summer series on Fox. The Assassin's Lounge.
Yeah. So Jim and Barbara. Jim's at home, and then Barbara shows up, and that's the first thing she wants to do is
Talk
get his
it out.
forgiveness.
Yeah.
Talk it out.
Can I just point something out here?
Yeah.
And this is, I don't know which Gotham. I think this would be Gotham. There's a big word for penitentiary to talk about. This is essentially Gotham civics, Gotham
Okay.
law.
Okay.
If you are tried for murder and they deem you insane,
Yeah.
and then they put you in Arkham,
Yeah.
and then Arkham says you're not insane, you go to prison.
That
Yeah.
seems logical.
Arkham shouldn't be allowed to just let people leave.
Yeah, that is
Arkham is literally letting murderers free that they're saying, no, you're cured now.
Yeah.
So you were a murderer,
That's
But-
that's the
but
problem
you
with
were
Gotham.
insane.
Yeah, that's the problem with Gotham. though.
Now that you're sane, you're allowed to leave. That's it. It's
We'll call
Arkham-
it a freebie.
Yeah, like you get one.
Or maybe if you killed 7, we'll just call it as a 1.
You get one crime.
Yeah.
You don't get out of Arkham more than once. You probably do. You
probably do. You probably
The
do.
show hasn't happened long enough. I'm sure people will get out of Arkham more than once.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could argue that's the whole. That's why Arkham is the poop hole that it is. Like
Right.
they don't
Right.
like. If you're crazy, you go in, and if you're healed from being crazy, they don't send you to be rehabilitated in a prison. You
Right.
just go right back to the streets. Like, all right, go apply for a job at a bakery. Then everyone at the bakery shows up dead.
Right. But I must say, Barbara looked great.
Yes.
Like, she looks so good. I mean, when somebody says, I'm totally sane, probably means you're not. It's
Yeah,
like, you know,
that's
when your friends are
typically-
drunk, I'm not drunk. Okay. You're drunk. It just depends what you're talking about. Since she's psycho, it's like,
know.
I'm totally sane.
Yeah. How do you know you're sane? Like, I think I'm sane, but compared to who?
I mean, I don't know. I think if you're thinking sanity relatively, I don't know if that's already a bad sign.
Yeah.
But we'll move on. That's not a relative thing.
Yeah, but no, that's funny.
I'm pretty sane, guys.
Yeah, I'm pretty. You know.
Yeah. I think, I agree Alexis is sane.
But that's not what Mike was saying. Mike was saying, I'm pretty sane compared to other people.
Yeah. You know, like murderers, but in normal life.
That is such a high bar, sir.
Sure, I stalked my girlfriend until we dated, but that's not love. That's not. No, I'm playing.
Wow.
I
All
think
right.
it's love.
Right. Okay. So, all right. I kind of jumped ahead. So, yeah. So, Jim he kicks out Barbara, and then he ends up with Bullock, and then he makes a decision to just go get as much information as he can, and he rounds up by whooping the collective ass of like every mercenary in town. Wasn't that
Yeah,
an awesome
that
scene?
was awesome.
I like that.
And it was very much the way he does things, the
Right.
way he wants to do things. That he's gathered this very gruff mentality over this journey we've taken with him, where he's just like, you know what? I'm not a cop right now. I'm just gonna go beat down scumbags until they tell me
I'm just gonna punch him.
what I need.
Yeah. So, and then Jim ends up at the Artemis, and where Barbara shows up, and she decides to help.
It's a ladies only club.
Yes, I know. Was
It's
it
a
a
no, it's a members only club. There were just a
but
lot of ladies.
I thought it was ladies.
Yeah, they
only
said ladies
too.
only.
Was it really?
It was
Yeah.
members and /
Okay.
ladies only.
By the way, that lady at the door is badass.
Yes,
She was. She
Yes.
kept pulling out. She like kept pulling out a gun very frequently.
I
Yeah.
mean, you just can't be some schlub to work that door. Like you,
Yeah.
Nah.
you have to be
learn.
legit. Like I think she's like a C-level Batman villain, just working the door
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit.
at the Artemis.
A little bit.
She'll
It's
make
not
it.
a bad job title.
Yeah, I know it's right. It's not.
do
She'll
you
make
do?
it sooner or later.
Yeah, she'll.
To A grade villain.
That
I'm the top
makes-
10 most wanted.
Yeah,
Well, that makes her like an A-level villain in a Robin comic.
Yeah,
Is how that
this
works.
is true.
that's true. That's true. Not a bad gig.
It's a theory of relativity on all this.
Well done, Steve. Thank you. All right, so Barbara, they work it out. At first, they don't want to work it out at all. At first, Jim doesn't want her help, but she gets her way in and she flirts. She flirts.
Yep.
And then Jim breaks in and then she captures him.
Yeah, after like telling him, because I know how important this is to
Yeah.
you. Like she played it so well, both sides. Like I did not like this actress in the first season, which we talked about it.
Oh, Barbara?
Yes, Barbara.
Yeah, Barbara. Well, I don't know her name. I'm saying the actress.
Yes.
And I think it had to do with the writing. Like I really do. You know,
always-
she was very limited.
And I think we'd had this conversation before
Yeah.
that I actually liked her act, like similar to Kirsten Stewart in Twilight. Like everyone talks about Kirsten Stewart in Twilight as a bad actress, and I'm like, have you read those books? She's nailing it.
Yeah, is she really?
She is.
Okay, well, kind of, kind of. In this season, she's so good.
Yes.
Like I want her back. I don't care how crazy this girl is.
Yeah.
Girl, I like you. We
is.
could be friends, maybe. But I just like how she plays this spectrum of this crazy person, and then this spectrum of this really soft. Like she's got me really. I don't know what to believe. I have no idea what to believe. I can't tell you. Maybe you're sane. Maybe you're not. I don't know.
So when
we can be
Barbara
friends.
when Barbara put the knife to Jim's throat, you really thought.
I was like, I knew it. I knew she was faking it. I knew this, and then she turned again, and I was like, I'm done.
She did a double turn.
She did.
If we
She
want to
did.
bring it back to.
But I
Do a little
loved
wrestling.
it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot too. I thought, and a lot of people in the chat are happy to see the actress who plays the lady in this show.
Yeah.
She'd had a really good arc with Doctor Who the past 2 seasons,
Okay.
where she pretty much played like the master.
All right.
She was a female master. It was awesome.
She was in something else too, and I visioned like a glass eye or something, like creepy eyes. Like, but I feel like this is not her first like evil dark.
No, not at all.
character. No.
But
Any-
Barbara double turned us.
Yeah.
Played. I honestly, she fooled me twice in here. She
yeah.
actually got me.
No, she got me. Full. I still don't know what to think.
I mean, I don't know if she's like has that Penguin quality right now, where it was sealed away for Penguin, where he was crazy, but it was just, the doors were locked, and it just took a trigger to open it. I don't know if that's the case with Barbara.
I don't think
No,
her
I
trigger
think-
has been opened.
I don't think her case is. I don't think she's quite been as brainwashed as Cobblepot either.
But maybe she doesn't need to be.
Like-
Maybe she really is. Maybe she's really not that crazy. I mean, maybe she's crazy, but maybe she's not a psychopathic murderer like Cobblepot. Because Cobblepot's, I think he's like
But his-
borderline. He's like a miniature Hitler in just a mini, and I mean that in terms of super villainy psychopath.
and also in internet speak.
Yes.
The like literal Hitler.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
There's
yeah, I was
only
gonna-
one literal Hitler.
Yeah, that was- okay,
that
that was pretty-
That was Hitler.
Yeah, that was pretty. That was pretty. A big leap.
Figurative Hitler.
That was a big leap. But
He's
yeah,
a figurative Hitler.
and just like he's like just a mad killer, and you just can't trust him. He'll kill everybody.
I
and
see what
Barbara, I
you're
don't
saying.
know
That
if she's
Barbara's
there.
not. That's not actually in her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could buy that.
Right, but I still think she has a trigger.
She's also not stable though.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I don't. I'm actually not a huge fan of just straight up calling people crazy because I think that's too dismissive. I like to, instead of calling someone crazy, I like to just try to figure out what's up.
Oh, how great! How nice of you.
Well, but only because that's how misunderstandings happen. Where if you like, she's just crazy, where it's like, well, but why though? Like,
Yeah.
in what regard is she crazy? Is she crazy in relationships? Is she like physically abusive? Like, how is she crazy? Is she manipulative? Which we learn she's very manipulative. She's lying. She's still lying. That like her turn's not quite as severe as Cobblepot's. That I think we're just gonna get a very troubled Barbara whose intent is very clear that she wants to be with Gordon.
Yeah.
Marina Baccarin, who plays Lee Tompkins,
Yeah.
was credited at the
Yeah,
top of
she
this
was.
episode
She
and
was.
she wasn't.
Never appeared, was mentioned once.
She was mentioned.
I think you get credited if they mention you. I don't
You
know.
get paid?
Did
I have no idea.
Did you guys see like Cobblepot's name? Because he wasn't in it, but I don't know if we.
I don't think I saw Robin Lord Taylor's name.
I wasn't paying attention.
I did see. I think
Oh,
I did see
okay. So okay. Maybe that's with a show like this. They probably have to do that.
Maybe because right here I'm actually on IMDb, and it has like Robin Lord Taylor credit only, Selena Kyle credit
Oh.
only,
Oh, okay.
Edward Nygma credit only,
Oh, certain actors get a credit on that. They're credited on every episode.
Morena Baccarin credit only,
Okay.
Rana Macarin.
Harvey
Sarah
Dent
Baccarin.
credit only.
Okay.
I wonder if it's if you hit a certain amount of episodes and you're like an official.
No, that's probably a negotiated thing.
Yeah.
That it's. I don't
Make sure the money's in the bank.
that it's or probably because instead of being paid by episode, this is producer Steve. I'm going to put that hat on. If you're probably paid by the episode, but a show like Gotham doesn't know exactly what they want to do with you, but they want to keep you available, they probably pay you by the season.
Yeah.
And part of paying you by the season is like, well, if you're going to pay me by the season, you're going to
give
put my
me
name on
credit.
every episode.
Yeah.
And then you're going to pay me a really good flat rate for the season.
Right.
All
And if you don't use me, every episode, that's fine because I'm credited with every episode, and then I'm paid a flat rate for the whole season.
Okay.
Okay.
Producer Steve,
Uh,
I'll just put that hat back
Thank you,
down.
thank you, producer Steve.
You're welcome.
So pretty much Barbara has Jim captured. She set him up. She sets up the lady, and she actually gets the information by playing reverse psychology.
Yeah, a little bit.
right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, I was struggling to find that.
Yeah, but you got it.
And then she breaks Jim out, and the information was from that they found out that the person behind or who made the call to Matches Malone was
Who made the call to her because she
for
contracted
Matches Malone,
Matches Malone.
is the philosopher.
Correct.
Yes. He's the philosopher, and I think in any other show, we would assume, okay, so we're going to be looking for the philosopher for like 3 seasons.
Right.
And not Gotham.
Not Gotham.
Gotham is the honey badger of, at this point, the honey badger of just like live action adventure shows.
Yeah.
Because like most shows would, like this show in a lesser form would have just been a procedure, like a regular cop procedural. It's just that the monster of the week like
Right.
has a claw. But they'd still otherwise it would just still like, but like it took them a while to get here, but like we're here now where it's just like
Right.
this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like they solved everything. Like this time next year, whenever they do whatever they do to Strange, probably put him in Arkham and they'll get out. But but whenever that happens, we're not going to solve the Wayne murder anymore.
Right.
We're over that. We're just going to be a show now.
True. Well, they make it out, and Barbara pretty much just wants gratitude.
Yeah.
She wants him. She wants to have that look in his eyes that he had while she was hanging from in her wedding dress, and he didn't let her die.
She would make it if he just
Yeah.
looked at her like that.
Anyway, and he gave her some real honesty. Like, look, if you need me to forgive you, then you don't need anyone to forgive you. You got to forgive yourself. If you need me to forgive you, then you'll never be forgiven. Psychopath, crazy. That's when you call someone crazy. That's why you crazy. You got to dismiss them.
Cry. You
I'm
cry.
joking. Don't
She
be
is
dismissive.
manipulative and a liar
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
in a way that leads me to believe she is also unstable.
Yeah.
Or as you put it, crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
That's
you. But I believed her in that. I thought she was very honest.
Yeah.
And I thought that was real. I don't think she was playing him in that moment.
Yeah.
I think she really believes it.
Yeah.
I think she's on the mend. I think there's something there.
Right.
Right.
But then, I mean, the way her story ends at this episode is she's in
That's-
Tabitha's arms.
That is true.
asleep.
But before we get there, at the very end of this little moment, that there's a phone call to Jim that Bruce is in prison. And how did Bruce get to prison?
You mean jail? But yes.
Jail? Well, he's at the precinct.
Yeah.
I mean, how did Bruce get to the jail? He
Are you
Karen.
asking us?
Yeah. I can tell you.
I feel like you're gonna take us there.
he was at Pinewood
Yes, he was.
because they got information that led them to Karen Jennings,
Correct.
and they ended up at Pinewood to figure out what was really going on there. As I'm guessing, what I understood is that Pine was pretty much the pre-Arkham.
That's where it started. Yeah.
Well, or it sounds like there were a bunch of Black Ops sites like
Yeah.
that. Underweight Enterprises may or may not have been actually through Thomas Wayne.
Yeah.
That they would do certain type of testing on probably low-life people, usually inmates. Mm-hmm. But Pinewood may have also just been a hospital. And speaking of hospitals, I do want to talk about a really cool show that's happening on the CW.
Please inform me.
Tuesday, April 19th on the CW. It's coming, and there is no cure. The greatest enemy comes from within. From the co-creator of Vampire Diaries, Julie Plec, and Emmy Award-winning director of Game of Thrones, comes the riveting outbreak thriller Containment. When a mysterious and deadly epidemic breaks out in Atlanta, a massive urban quarantine is quickly enforced. Loved ones will be torn apart, and those on both sides of the fence will be put to the ultimate test of survival. Not just fighting disease, but fear, isolation, and the unknown. But is the virus an act of Mother Nature, terrorism, or something far more sinister? The truth will not be contained. Secrets begin to unravel, societies begin to crumble, but unlikely heroes will rise. Ordinary people will defy the most extraordinary odds. Don't miss the utterly terrifying yet highly anticipated new series, Containment. The must-see limited series event premieres Tuesday, April 19th. Catch it only on the CW. Woo!
I will be doing that.
Damn. Well, I like the CW. They got The Flash, so I'll be watching.
They got The Flash, they got Arrow.
They got The Flash, they got Arrow, and I do the Flash after show, just in case anybody wanted to check that out.
Hashtag cheap plug.
Hashtag cheap plug. All right, so while at Pinewood with Karen, the demented hand, the one arm, the raptor hand.
And
Yes.
the middle finger was the biggest one.
I know.
Of course it was.
And she slit someone's throat at Pinewood. Easy.
Alfred shot and likely killed a guy.
I thought, yeah, for sure.
I know, he did.
and
Yeah, I know.
Barnes just let them go.
And, well, Barnes did say, you go before I change my mind.
Yeah.
So, you
But
know.
did he not know? Did he not, know?
Oh, he totally knew. He totally knew.
Barnes is a softie, guys.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, you shot and killed you trespassed, then shot and killed a guy. You better get out of here, you dang kids, before I change my mind.
That's kind of what it was.
If you ever want to trespass, you should think twice before you trespass and murder.
Yeah.
So,
Really think long and hard about it.
So Bruce, Hugo sends people to go get them, to go get Karen, because Karen clearly was one of Hugo's old
Patient?
patients. And Bruce, while escaping, they get caught by the cops. They end up going to jail. First phone call they make, our boy Jim. So Jim shows up, and then they tell Jim about Pinewood. And then Jim tells them about the philosopher. And then they plan the big old, to break out Karen.
Yeah. Loved all that.
So, like,
I like that.
we're just breaking people out of Black Ridge?
Yeah.
I know.
Like, every week?
I know.
It's...
It was, and they did it so.
Although, to be fair, they didn't break her out of Black Ridge. They broke her out of the transport to Black Ridge.
Right.
Blackgate.
Blackgate.
Whatever I wrote in my notes.
Black
That
Ridge, I was like, that's the.
that place. The place that Gordon just was.
Yeah. So they go to go break her out, and at the same time, Hugo sends Victor Fries,
Of course he did.
and they give him the new suit.
Yeah. Patient 44.
What'd you guys think of Jim, the breakout plan? Like how he left the big wad of money?
That was a
nice.
That was a fun plan. It
was nice.
It fits this show very well.
Yeah.
Also, there's a subreddit on Reddit called "R They Did the Math," and it's literally you could post a screenshot of that bag of money, and people who are way better at math than I would do the math and tell you how many $100 bills
Really?
within reason would be in that bag. So if I
That
don't get
is-
around to posting it, They Did the Math.
That is awesome.
They will do the math. You can just
Kind of
put a
useless.
request up.
Wow.
That is really cool.
You will
and-
have my upvote.
all right. That is. I won't be doing that.
I won't
That's,
either.
that sounds cool.
I will
but
be
that
texting
sounds.
all of you the link tomorrow.
Okay.
You'll
Really?
be fascinated when they're like, well, that kind of bag, I actually found it on Amazon, and it has this circumference here. It doesn't look completely full. It looks about 80% full. So at 80% full, a dollar bill is this circumference. So it would roughly be this much money.
Wow.
Hashtag they did the math.
Oh.
Hashtag they did that.
Hashtag useless information.
That's not.
That's what I'm
useless.
talking
That's
about.
important sometimes.
Really?
Sometimes.
Possibly.
But I liked it. I liked that way. I thought it was very clever without being too evil and villainous.
Yeah,
How
I
they
mean,
broke
they
it.
gave them
Broke them
a
out.
they gave them
And
a
then
pension.
the girl got to keep the money.
Yeah,
Is she gonna share with her partner? Who knows?
and I love how Jim Gordon just has the one punch knockout. Every time he has to knock someone out.
Of course.
Wow.
I did enjoy that, like, he knocked on the door to have the guy with the shotgun ready to shoot at him exit the door, and then was just tapped him on the shoulder. Just like, turn around so I can punch you in the
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Guy with a shotgun, like, he really had a lot of faith in his punch in that move.
Right.
Where he's like, nope, I got this.
Yeah. It was a clear shot.
Yeah.
Well done. So So then they pretty much get Karen inside. Karen explains who Thomas Wayne was to her, to Bruce, and that
Yeah.
one, that's when it hit me. That's when everyone loved. I thought that's when everyone fell for Karen.
I liked her from the beginning.
I know, but she was like, he
Yeah,
took
She
care
was
of me.
endearing this whole time, but
Yeah,
this
she
part.
said,
Yeah.
"You sound just like him. He never gave up on me. Like things that if I knew what a father was, I didn't know what a father figure
Mm-hmm.
was like until him. Like, yeah, she said all the right things and all the things that Bruce would want to hear about his dad.
But the one thing he didn't want to hear about his dad, he was the one in charge of Pinewood. It didn't end up going the way he wanted it to go, but
Right.
he was the man behind Pinewood.
Yeah, and
I
then it
think
was
that's
too
important
late.
for Bruce to learn too.
It's true.
That
DTA,
it's like,
don't trust anybody.
I never heard that.
well, but also like
I've heard
nobody's a saint. But also like nobody's a saint.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Right.
Nobody's a saint, but most people don't go out of their way to do bad things.
Yeah.
His father being one of those people. That even his father wound up, at least inadvertently, doing some bad things or being in charge of some bad things. And Pinewood was one of those things.
So she's gonna go help them find the philosopher. Then they get pulled over by Fries. Fries, as we said before, kills our lady right before, and she sacrifices herself right before she can really,
Oh, yeah.
right before she can really help us.
But here's the thing. They told her how integral she was to their plan.
No,
And she still did it.
I know.
She was like, whatevs.
I think that's what annoyed me.
Yeah.
I wish it wouldn't have been that she gave herself. I wish it would have been that he took her and then killed her.
And then she did. It's not like she tried to attack
No, she
Victor
gave,
Fries.
she
She
gave
just
herself.
walked in front of him like,
Yeah.
"Hey."
Also a little known thing with when they had a wide shot of Victor Fries just as he got the van, and then you see the giant Joker eyes, and then ha ha ha
Where?
on the wall.
Oh, I didn't see
On
that.
the wide shot next to the wall on the wall next to where he was standing.
Good eyes.
Which just shows again that what Jerome did on TV influenced Gotham
Yeah.
to like. I don't think he's ever going to be the Joker as we understand it.
Yeah.
I think the Joker as we understand it is Bruce's age, or is Lil Wayne's age.
Yeah.
And I think that we're seeing like a slow erosion of Gotham in this world. And it's the tiny things that I'm like, yeah.
I didn't notice that. I wish I would have seen it.
That said, some people in the chat are still asking me, yes, I think Jerome's coming back. No, I don't have quite a timeline. It looks like Azrael is going to be a big bad
Big
for at
thing,
least.
yeah.
Good.
I feel like Azrael is going to be a big bad for 2 of the next 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm with you on that.
And then Jim and Bruce mourning Karen's death. Lucius comes in and shows them a picture of Bruce's father with old friends, and one of the friends next to him was also known as the philosopher, and it's goddamn Hugo Strange.
Nobody called him Neckbeard?
Neckbeard?
That would have been a perfect name.
I don't think the beard went down to his neck.
But like it wasn't like it's the opposite. I will
It's
get
at the bottom versus the top of the jawline.
yeah,
I
like
think
it's
that's what
under
you're saying.
under jawline beard.
Yeah, under like a good old under jawline beard. And they find out that he's the philosopher, and Bruce's reaction was just so epic to me. It was just so, he was like, "That's not, you don't do that. That was his friend. That's not nice." I was like, "Oh man, such a polite way to be incensed."
I did like this, and I think what I wrote was hashtag Baby Batman
Hashtag baby bets.
because he's getting that like, but it's like that true like because now he's been on the streets.
Yeah.
He knows how to pick locks,
Right.
and jump
Yeah.
over buildings. That like he's in this place where he's like, I can do something, and monologue, and speak gruffly. Where is he?
Yeah,
And
he's almost there.
He's like literally just like 10 years away.
And he looks up to Jim too.
With that, can we say my favorite line was basically at the beginning, and when Alfred is like, "You're gonna eat something on the way," like when he's trying to feed him. Oh, that is so fun. But it's true, baby Batman in the making.
Yeah.
Also, did anybody else figure that Alfred knew what Karen was and was trying to shield Bruce from it the whole time?
I didn't look at it like that.
I caught that immediately.
Really?
That,
You
like
think so?
Alfred does want to help
Mm-hmm.
and bring Bruce along on these things, but I think there's a lot that he knows
That he's not gonna say.
that he's not going to say, but he's also really trying to keep Bruce out of trouble.
Okay.
And where it's just like, no, we can get this together. We can eat breakfast. We can call a squad. We can investigate and all.
Yeah.
And it's just like, No, I'm going now, Alfred.
Stop! You're not my daddy.
We're gonna go to a cabin, and then we're gonna go to Pine Woods, and then you're gonna shoot a guy, and have no remorse whatsoever. Some people in the chat are saying it was self-defense. It's probably.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't know what the gun laws are in Gotham, but some states, if you trespass on private property and then somebody shoots at you and you shoot back at them, that's not self-defense. You've lost that promise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Gotham law. I'll take that hat off.
So the show it ends with Barbara showing up randomly at Butch and Tabitha's place. So what do you think about that? What do you think that's going to lead? I have no idea.
Butch seemed oddly excited that his lady is into ladies.
His lady.
He noticed that too.
He was like, oh,
All right.
where is this going?
like, oh, that's all right.
We're deviants. We're about
Do
to
you,
get-
girl? Mm-hmm. And do that, girl.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be the trigger to make Barbara evil again.
Okay.
Because even if it's true that she kind of became more normal again and sane, I honestly think Gordon is like breaking her heart. And when you're at that feeling of, feeling worse than dirt, you do stupid things. And then you go to these people who also do stupid things.
That is true.
So you're going to do stupid things.
Does anyone know where Victor Zsasz is, by the way?
No, I was thinking he was going to show up in this episode, but they're looking for the mercenaries.
Because I still see people, like, at 5 when I'm watching the first hour of Raw,
Yeah.
I see people live tweeting this episode, and they always like, oh, Victor's here. And I'm like, Victor Zsasz? Victor Zsasz? And then it's Victor Freeze.
Victor Freeze.
And it's Victor Freeze. And I'm like, I'm still excited to see Victor Freeze, but like...
Where's Zaz?
But Zsasz? With Victor Zsasz? No? All right.
And the last thing we saw, the return of Sir Gallivant.
Ugh.
He's resurrected, and he's in full Azrael, and he was looking yoked. Did you see how big he was in that tight shirt and that muscle shirt?
Dead.
I don't know much about this actor.
Yeah, I don't think that's his body.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like
Yeah,
that,
it looked like the suit.
it looked like he was wearing a well-placed Under Armour.
Yep.
I know because I own that Under Armour.
Yeah.
You can really...
Yeah, but it was just like, why would they yoked him up? Like it's like they.
Of course
I
they
mean-
well, if you're gonna reanimate somebody,
And I think this character that you and I were reading about is supposed to have like ridiculous strength.
yes,
And I'm trying to get the
and
link
he's
to load.
and
but-
he's literally a mantle character. Is what I love about Azrael is that Azrael is pretty much decided by the Order of Saint Dumas. I had the page up.
I know,
That essentially it's a different. It's known that like Azrael is just a thing that the Order of Saint Dumas places upon somebody.
So there's always someone else with the mantle. Is that what it is?
Yes,
There's always
it's a mantle, not
okay.
Azrael is literally just a mantle.
So it's like a legacy character.
Yes, exactly, and that's what what Gotham the show needs more of, because then they can stave off some expectation of like, oh, he's the Joker, where it's like he's just Jerome and he laughs, and you can do that. He also uses the Suit of Sorrows, which is yielding both the Sword of Sin and the Sword of Salvation.
And do you think that's what he's gonna be rocking next week?
I don't know if that's what we'll be rocking next week, but I know that the character in the comics
Okay.
did that, and character in the comics was also enhanced strength due to Dr. Hurt. So similar origin, different doctor.
And yeah, the executive producer of Gotham, John Stevens, told comicbook.com that he'll have many of the hallmarks and traits that we know from the comics, but it will have a brand new twist upon the character. The way we're going to bring that character into being on our show will be different than anything we've seen in the comics.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
But he also said he promised the character will be identifiable as Azrael in all respects. So
Yes.
that I
Yes.
assume look. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hoping that they will have the sword on fire. I think he has like a sword on fire.
Was
And
it
they're
in
like,
the previews? Was it
there
in the
was
previews?
some decent preview. Don't quote me on if there's a sword. There should be a sword. There's likely a sword.
It'll probably be a big reveal.
Yeah.
He
'Cause
gets
the
a
next
sword.
episode is called Azrael.
Man, that's juicy.
Yeah.
So
That's delicious. That's tasty.
And there's 4 episodes left.
there are 4.
There are 4. There's 22,
Okay.
and this is 18. There's
Okay.
4 left.
numbers.
All right. So, does anybody have a prediction? You want to?
I think
Your
let's do that.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I got something.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of said it.
Something small.
I think Barbara's gonna. I'll say like I think Barbara's gonna get triggered again.
Okay.
I think they all have a a trigger, and her trigger I think is Gordon. And if it doesn't happen now, it's gonna happen where he just keeps telling her no and throwing the door in her face, and she's gonna twist.
Okay.
I love her.
Okay.
I think Gordon will grow to trust her, and that's when she triggers and flips.
Okay.
I'm also retracting my old. I'm also retracting my old prediction that like it's going to be an army of weirdos from Indian Hill. It seems like Azrael is like it, and then maybe the final episode we're going to get like a Fish Mooney or a Jerome.
Well, I mean, it's not a spoiler, but Fish Mooney, like Jada Pinkett has said in an interview that she's coming back as Fish Mooney this season.
Has she said it's this
they
season
said
specifically?
Yeah, there's a picture.
thought so.
There's a picture
Yeah.
online.
So
of her
she's
doing it.
definitely
she's coming back.
So she's definitely coming back, but it might be a reveal at the end of this whole season.
Right.
True.
That it might Azrael looks badass enough that they could be fighting him the rest of the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
I have another one.
Okay.
I actually do have another one that I thought of as we were doing this.
All right.
I think Barnes is gonna get killed. If not killed, super injured where he cannot work. Thus, Gordon comes back.
Ah.
Okay.
So maybe not killed, but like he's gonna get his ass beat and he's gonna have to like sit in a hospital for X amount of time, and that's how Gordon comes back to work.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm Jim. Something's gonna happen with Jim and Lee where he's gonna be hurt. She's gonna hurt him. He's gonna be hurt, and he's gonna sleep. And while depressed, he's gonna sleep with Barbara. And then she's gonna get pregnant. But I don't know if they're gonna stay together. But she's gonna get pregnant. She's gonna get pregnant. She's gonna get pregnant.
Already?
Barbara's gonna get pregnant?
Yeah, she's gonna get pregnant, and then I eat Batgirl. That's how it
Already?
works.
I don't-
It's gonna go down.
Have you seen any of Gotham? How they don't follow
It
the?
doesn't matter.
They
They're
will-
gonna follow this one.
Well, no, if anything, they'd make her pregnant and then she'd lose the baby. Like, they would literally just
he
be
ain't
like,
gonna
it's
lose two
got
babies.
Batgirl, nope.
Right? It's coming, guys. No.
He
Hashtag
ain't gonna lose two.
Batgirl, nope.
Okay. All right, guys.
We did it.
One more time for the crew. That was fun. My peoples. All right, everybody. Please go to youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV. Like us, share us, iTunes. Need to the max. You can find me on Twitter at Michael_Drew, Michael EAL. Next to me, my lovely Animaniac, Monty. What's up?
I like that. I'll take that as a compliment, even though I don't know if it was. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Monty Bolanos, MonseBolanos.
You guys can find me almost exclusively on Twitter. That's at Steve Kaufman. That is KAUFMANN. I am a part of an improv group called The Show That Shall Not Be Named. We are doing something a little different this Saturday night at Whimsic Alley in Los Angeles, where we will be playing a Jester's troupe at a thing called Feast of Thrones. So if you're into Game of Thrones and would like to do a dinner theater style thing, I will be performing at that and it'll be a lot of fun. Also, check us out at The Show That Shall on Twitter, where we will list the 5 other shows we're doing this month.
Yes. Everybody, next week. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.